Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just
What up? Yeah, not much going on here. Time to reset and start with a blank slate, I think. That'd be the theme of today's show. How's everybody doing? You guys survive one day without me? Hopefully, you guys had enough intel to help you get through. Got FOMC things today, some decent earnings throughout the week here and stuff to be aware of. Hold on a sec, let me check my audio. Yep, knew it. All right, microphone should be better now. Going for the minimalist thing on the show thing for me. Audio's low. I fixed it. 75 peeps, looking kind of thin. Skeleton crew vibes, persisting and persisting and persisting. So you guys saw all these funds rotated now, and funds that were 20% in the market, 90% in the market now. Was it Morgan Stanley put out a note that said they made a mistake on the bull market? All that's kind of scary, actually, in the news to see all those different people come around and acknowledge the fuck up. But now you guys get why we were kind of like, driving you crazy in Discord, trying to get you to pay attention, because, that's the moment, you could detect that nobody was paying attention from Discord to the rest of the general public. And the salt levels that we see in the market kind of like, really tell us that. Nobody's acting like they're in a bull market at all. And with the funds and, the people who are the authorities on what ideas you're supposed to have about the market just coming to terms with it, right? The crowd is now Johnny come lately to that idea. And so this is like, how you move into the marketing phase where everybody just now arrives at the idea it's a bull market. But the biggest percentages have been long done, long before the people come in to buy the blow off top. And that's what you want to be aware, be leery of, is being part of that crowd, right? You want to be selling into the people who just found out and moving on to the next idea that nobody thinks, could possibly be anything. Think about the sentiments around the market in October, November, and December, and around NVIDIA and anything about AI yet, right? The AI thing's not really taken hold yet. Well, now that everyone's kind of got the news, the AI thing was the cause of the big, rally in tech. What has the same sentiments around it right now that was like it was around NVIDIA, that made it such a good idea? You always want to kind of replicate the monster, you know what I mean? Everyone's kind of like trying to figure out, okay, well, what's the best thing now in AI? And the reality is like that cat's out of the bag. So what has good growth potential that has the same kind of like position sentiment wise in the crowd as the crowd now stares at tech and AI? And if you were inside our prep yesterday, right? Something that likely shouldn't be off the radar because the fundamentals around it are definitely noteworthy, with regard to the Middle East and OPEC and energy at large in the world. Energy is that sector, right? It's completely off the radar again. But the reality is right, the energy rally that began in 2021 was really just taking a breather for the last year, while tech played catch up on that. And most people look at tech as like the initial, real signs of the first bull wave. But the real reality is the first bull wave was really dirty energy coming out of like the back of 2021. And it cooled for most of 2022, and tech took its catch-up moment. And now that tech has played, its wave out, you see discretionary and some industrials and banks all starting to reprice on it. But while you roll through the different sectors that play catch-up, this interwoven basket of assets that like switch places, from leadership to laggards, the next thing, one of the first guys has been long forgotten, right? And that's how people's short attention spans, like we see the media creates these like, rolling waves of like of news flow that people stay attached to the most recent thing. People forget, what's old that becomes new again. So going to take a step back and keep eyes on some things right now. Today we do want to be focused at, we have like an FOMC meeting, and so that's probably going to be impactful to volatility, to the dollar, to the broader market, and let that news flow get out of the way. When Jay Powell does his thing, it's always good to let the Darth Maul happen, and then figure out some things to do. So still paying attention to, hold on a sec. Okay. Still paying attention to our good old murder cluster chart. Still one of the most epic fucking market calls ever. What's going on here? So what a projection that has been, right? So this entire wave that we now have, like, we have funds telling us that down here, right, they're 20% and now they're at 90% here. We do want to be aware of that, right? Because this whole arc is generated by people buying an idea later than the person who's first to the idea. So how much capital can really come in to push the people who've now come in that were once 20% and are now 90%, what can buy from them and put them at even higher places? And you gotta remember, some of those funds, it's very easy to misconstrue it. When you say fund, people automatically think hedge fund. A lot of those funds are like mom and pop funds, things like what Kathy Woods directs. And no one would ever confuse a Kathy Woods for Ken Griffin. She's a complete fucking idiot. And Ken Griffin's probably the fucking the most evil man on Wall Street, but also one of the smartest. So at any rate, who is just now deciding that it's a good idea to show up in here? Not your smartest money, but it is also that moment that people have just come to the realization, hey, something's going on here. Now, the S&P itself being driven by tech, heavily from the bottom up of this thing, you want to pay attention, because a lot of times when people get tech heavy in the market and the market's still bull, it's just not bull where everyone's staring, right? So we told you guys, you could pay attention to some banks and things like that. I saw some of you guys play that. And we told you a lot of these banks look pretty good, right? Some of these banks could be pretty good. So while things like NVIDIA took a breather, stalling out and bull flagging here, was managing to kind of lose some of its momentum, things like JPM actually caught fire, right? And Deere and some industrials and things like that. But these guys are all stuck out right now, and one of the things that we definitely told you to watch on the radar on the big scales, that takes a little longer, is guys like this. Right? OIH and some of these dudes are on really huge scales, and their counter structures are also on those kind of scales. If you really look at it, right, OIH was bull. We had this dirty energy wave in OnlyFans in 2021, but really hasn't done shit since the midpoint of 2022. This last bull flag took the better part of the front half of the year before you actually began to rotate. So these things are moving kind of out of sequence with it. But one thing that we do keep track of, just like Zoom CCL, is we want to always look at things like energy versus tech, And this is the thing that you see. The real bull market in 2020 really began with energy over tech. It's tech that's just recently been bull right now in energy. But if energy continues what he started in 2021, he could have some room to really do some things. We look at these big cycles too, if you looked at I think XLK on XLI, was it that one? Right? And nothing to slight tech. The U.S. has been, its bull markets have been tech driven quite some time. But if tech takes a breather, where else could we fucking see strength? And right now, tech taking a breather here allows industrials to be stronger, allows energy to be stronger. So it's a matter of how long could that last, At the end of the day, we don't want to be stuck where everybody else is, looking at the exact same thing. If the market decides to go somewhere else, we want to be smart enough and nimble enough to look that way also. Anyways, don't be Squidward, right? Let's find the next party so we can be in that one, and everyone else will be staring at us at the party over there. 90 viewers, huh? 9 o'clock. Staying under 100. See what happens when I take a day off? Can't take a day off. People die out there. Let's see. Australian electricity prices went up 20%. Yeah, I mean, energy is not going to stop being a concern unless there starts to be a whole lot less people that demand energy. And that's always possible because God knows, right? In the era of ChatGPT and AI, we've seen a whole lot of people don't need to be in the workforce anymore. And McTickerson made a great point. All this extra human capital and, automation and AI coming in to take those jobs, what do you see going on from Russia to the United States? The age of enlistment in the military is being pushed back. In the U.S., they're now willing to take a 40-year-old into the military, and I forget what the age change for Russia was, but what you do see is on both sides of the water, there's a shortage of human capital to go fight on the front lines. So with the rise of AI and an excess of human capital, no better way to disposition that excess human capital with a good healthy war. Who knows? It's a possibility, right? And we do seem to be walking that way in the 2020s. All right. So let's see. Did anybody leave me another war story? You guys had an extra show days. Leave me a war story. Let's see if you slackers left me a war story. Oh yeah, I gotta go over no new war stories. Unreal. All right, let's see. Casey left us some updates. Today was a news flow heavy week. Sorry I missed you guys on Monday, but hopefully you guys check this stuff. Coming into today, FOMC and Fed funds rate. Likely chance they're gonna raise it again. I think the Fed funds futures indicated like a near 100% chance that this is gonna go up another quarter point. And then tomorrow, the European Union is going to give their announcement. GDP coming out of the U.S. again tomorrow. Unemployment claims. It'll be pretty fucking ridiculous news flow wise to the end of the week. So every one of these you give a shit about, and it can be major market moving. So with the VIX in the position he's in, we do want to watch all of those and see if we do get any gas to it. Something of note. Let's see. Where did I put it? Right. When we look at energy, one of the things we're used to seeing is that like when the VIX gets smoked, or when the VIX pumps, the market gets smoked, right? You see these huge pumps like this. Energy is one of those crazy places that can actually rally. Let me turn this off. We go back to 2021, energy is one of those places that can actually rally with a rising VIX. So it's definitely an interesting place with the VIX kind of like snookered down in the trenches here and looking at it, and seeing a little bit of strength of energy. It does make you wonder, right? Some of the conditions look a lot like the end of 2021, where the VIX did have like upside gas, but the energy markets also had upside while pretty much nothing else did. So some of the other things that I've definitely looked at I thought was worthy of note. Didn't have a fancy smancy way of presenting that, but definitely something I thought was interesting to see. So with VIX things here, got some news flow. I don't think the earnings are quite as big a deal as like what comes out of central bank next, but we're paying attention to this right now for possible rotation up through this. So today I think you definitely want to look, because we have a catalyst, whether it be just the FOMC or some of the news flow going into the end of the week. We definitely have catalysts to put us through here, so we do want to keep track of that. That being said, no war stories. The flow is heavy duty today, indeed. That's what she said. Buy another pad, bitch. No, but yeah. So news flow, not just today. I mean, with the 8:30 numbers tomorrow and ECB. And one thing you do see, the whole world is still rising rates, right? That was one of the things we talked about, was a goal of the pressure that BRICS is putting on the U.S. is they want to put pressure on, our ability to buy food and our cost of living and our cost of credit. And right now, to fight inflationary forces, you're seeing a cooperative effort by central banks to just jack up the cost of credit, which is, increasing the risk to lending to these nations. Right now, we don't see an end in sight in that. So that was something we captured in this chart. right? This is the long-term chart, the TNX, the 10-year Treasury bull flag, right? And what if they're able to arc it out and force us to continue raising rates, like, far higher than we anticipate? Everyone's looking to see rates, somehow, chill the fuck out within, the next year or so into 2024. But if the goal of BRICS would be to make it like unaffordable to run our countries, and pushing this through the ceiling would be a key to doing that. So this is definitely something in the long term, along with energy, you don't want to take your eyes off of. Don't forget the like button, bitches. So it's been an art drought, not an art drought on the show, but been definitely consumed creating new stuff and keeping the show moving, and wanted to see the room kind of getting itself into a better place. I am gonna release some new stuff. I'm gonna probably put out one I've been meaning to put out since I got my Twitter account back, which was X Cinerbus. I'm gonna drop that one on Foundation probably today or by tomorrow, and then one of the more recent ones will also go out. For anybody that's planning to bid on those in this chatter that I heard, please do not bid on any of the art because you're looking for a perk in it. Like, buy because you want it. Like I said, I extended something to folks that had been original supporters of artwork, but that doesn't mean that like buy the art and you're gonna get a prize. That's not it. I want people that collect the art to collect it because they actually like it. So for anybody that's actually doing that for that reason, please do not. That being said, stay tuned. I have a couple good ones coming out. Definitely had a lot more people that are very interested in the Bedouin than I would have ever thought. So that one definitely will come out sometime soon. So that being said, I got no war stories, so I'm gonna go into a macro and to get you guys out of here. It's 9:09, so I'm gonna actually get you out of here before the bell since we don't have anything else to expand on. I think we're in a wait and see mode right now with the VIX where it is and the news flow that we have this week, and things in crypto are still also kind of cooking. I think everybody saw Elon do his big name change, and with that we saw a lot of Doge strength pop up, which I don't think anybody could miss. Doge right now is the outside bet of every degen that Elon's going to come Uber troll the world with some Doge related payment through X, which he's planning to make a global payment network. So should be interesting, but Doge has been strong ever since Elon even hinted that he was going to do something here. So maybe what if? We love the what if, right? All right. So on the back of patience is a virtue, damn right. All right, where are we in our emotional levels of the SPY? Last time we were here last Friday, we were snookered up right in front of Goku buys his first NFT. So emotional has been pretty money, right? Tracked out of this DVD box range over here, and Goku Super Saiyan 3 returns, went to his first interest in real estate, virtual real estate, and now we're chilling right underneath this level. Like I told you when we did this show, I generally like to see him like smack into the emotion levels. These are definitely not just bullshit levels. Like price should always have good interaction when you get to these things. So today we'll see if we get enough of a catalyst to at least get into this and see what he does from there. But maintaining a pretty solid up wave since we got through Ragnarok, which was this little box range right here above the Fatum zone that we told you guys. Once you exist, and you could see some really good gas to the market, and we've seen it. Now we want to know like where in the market is the potential for more good gas, right? I love how these things won't show up anymore. Okay, don't know what that was, but that worked. So just taking a look at some things. I don't know why this happens now, but all my symbols go away. What the actual fuck? Okay. Nothing is working right. My trading view has been crazy as fuck. Alright, I'll just make it from scratch, because I think it works if I just type it. I think I got them all in one shot. Yeah, I don't know why, but it doesn't put the symbols out anymore in the pre-saves. It's pretty fucking annoying. So we want to look at this just like we look at the world basket, right? CFL, France is moving, or if Germany's moving, and we look at this guy, right? This is annoying. My colors are so crazy, I can't see stuff. Like, we want to see what's carrying things. So, like, we've seen tech has been out and out the leader, and it's still pretty, strong sitting up top. But this is what I was watching, looking at this. Oops. You can kind of see it, right? Rotation coming out of, like, what's been a very dead space for the bulk of the bull run that we've seen, hog the attention in the market's place. So if this does chill and we do get more of a run in energy, there's definitely some stuff that's worth looking at, right? Why are these not coming up? So some guys that we had on the radar back that definitely don't want to lose track of. And these guys are like, uranium deals with nuclear, but like all sides of energy, right? Not just like oil servicing, but like guys like this that we had on big reses that we're watching begin to cook and begin to rotate that are long since off people's radar. Remember, like, tech is already stuck the fuck out. Everyone's staring at it. What's the next thing that can actually become stuck the fuck out that no one's looking at? And it really does feel like, it's on the other side of the aisle. So don't think tech has to be over yet, but definitely, Warren's paying some attention to it. This was like the big rotation XOP. We said this could even happen. And our squiggle actually does account for the kind of time span it would take, right, from when it was bull back in 2022, rotating into 2023 where no one's looking again. In this resolution, this is enough time for a bull flag to put people to sleep. Like I said, it's a time correction, right? And in time corrections, it gets rid of the excitement from fast-moving markets for people who are emotional, and it allows for people who build positions in slow-moving markets to get enough of a position to then begin another fast-moving market to unload that into another set of emotional people. So definitely some interesting stuff, I think, going on the bigger resolutions of energy for the people that don't have short attention span issues. That being said, QQQs. Looking at tech nonetheless, right? He's in a bull flag right now. If you guys remember our sentiment read on that show with all those symbols, pretty spot on, right? Prep yesterday we showed you we're in a bull flag, still over system. We still want to pay attention to this right now. Bit of weakness on the pre-market. I believe we have the pre-market here. All right, Microsoft's down, Google's up. I think they did their earnings after bell yesterday. And you can pretty much infer what came out of that. So right now, that's Union Pacific and transports. Interesting to see he's up that much. I guess he might have heard earnings as well. And that might be worth paying attention to if tech is weak today and industrials aren't, then you might see some other guys like, railroads and other transports keep some strength. Some banking strength also to note on the back of already existing banking strengths from JPM and stuff. So do want to pay attention to that also going into the Fed. So like I said, right now, not the best looking situations, going on here. If you guys have been playing OnlyFans, right, we had some stuff like this where you saw huge pumps and things like energy, like guys like this, while a lot of people are looking the other way, and also in steel and things like that, right? These guys look a lot better structurally than pretty much anything in tech does at the moment. VIX things, we just looked at VIX already. So we're watching VIX into today. This is kind of like your linings in the sand, 1339 and 1430. DXY, also watching him. He's been a little bit easier to track through some of the major European currencies. So like probably keep doing that. So it kind of like graphed this angle that we have here, and we do want to watch, could he hold like this resolution of trend? He totally can, and not have to dip through this. I thought a good correction for me to get to this trigger level and then loop back up. But we've seen things where you can have a rising wedge like this for a little bit longer, so it doesn't mean he has to fade through and get to this. He could actually hold this and hold this trend structure and totally go. That being said, though, always draw this right. What is up with this thing not going to where it's supposed to be? Euro USD version of it. So didn't hold the high and tight bull flag last time. Sitting on top of this system, I think looking at him in the pound, these guys don't look bad. Probably could just redraw this. Very good chance that's what you're dealing with today. So, still remains to see what comes out of the Fed. Parts of the market I think people are not watching. CHF, really the strongest thing in Europe right now. You look at him like on CAD and stuff like this. Like the Swiss franc has been in a bull market and a half, and no one's really watching. And he's in an interesting spot on a couple guys. CHF. AUD, you guys usually see this AUD, CHF. Right, but CHF is kind of like runaway freight train on a lot of things. So Swiss franc has been, bullish as fuck, and no one's been watching it. So this is one that we had actually mapped out for him in a big res, and for some reason he stays off the radar while like the pound and the euro do their thing. But he's definitely like best of breed over there right now. Yeah, pretty much everything. So interesting spot where he is right now, obviously. And so that's currencies. So VIX, crypto things. Crypto is a little stationary. Think you're just being patient with this guy. Don't see anything specific on the horizon apart from like, the Euro ETF possibility. I think this is probably a good thing that he's actually dipped out of this box range. I think you're still watching this trigger. 28.6 was our key trigger to come through. Right now, if you can hold that trigger and rotate off of that, that'd be worth paying attention to. And then things like ETH, you're also watching. Still cooking this insane fucking Trolex summer range from last year, from August, and that's still the key emotional level. So when and if this falls, to the north, it should probably fall with a bang. The longer and longer this takes to get out of here. So I think pay attention to this angle as like a timing potential, and see, if we find ourselves out of this thing within the next like 30 days or so. Okay. So that's crypto things. I'm about to clear these charts out. Checking this guy out because he gave us a great lead on this structure here. This was kind of our projection. Flag down. He did dump down. If he's going to lead to another bull flag again in crypto, like we just saw in BTC, then we're probably looking for this situation to fail right here. That's a bear flag. So if he can break that down, that would be bullish to crypto again. If he does, again, something along those lines. All right, so that's crypto dollar. I think that's everything. All right, I'll take a couple symbols. I got 9 minutes. I'm gonna actually get you guys out by the bell. Ralph said, can I get your thoughts on trading stocks during earnings season? I mean, it's all really based on your resolution, right? If you're swinging things in really big resolutions, there's going to be many earnings seasons in the trend tide that you deal with. If you're intraday trading, obviously there's things you don't want to hold overnight and walk into potential gaps. So it depends on the resolution you determine risk on, whether you can take the kind of bumps that come from the volatility of earnings season or not. Because for people who swing on big reses, they don't even notice those types of events. If you're holding on weekly resolutions and things like that, you absorb countless FOMCs and earning cycles without thinking about it. So it's a matter of resolution. D King. Let's see. D King. I didn't get to ask you guys. What do you think of today's theme? You guys get this, right? I'm sure you guys looked up the name and did your usual research, right? It's about getting the monkey off your back, though, right? And goes along with Nouveau Horizon, which is New Horizons, letting go your demons so you can pay attention to the next opportunity and not get caught looking out the window. So, embrace your inner darkness, motherfuckers. We all have a little shadow. DKNG. I have that guy somewhere. DKNG. So we had that guy. He was actually I forget what show I have him on, but have a highlight for this guy. So we did this guy rotating from down here, pretty perfect squiggle on him, came right out, and then once we got out of this larger scale bull flag, we thought a counter structure would be in order to allow you to set up another version. So this projection is still exactly what we put down for it back here. This is exactly what we think. BNB USD. Let's see which chart he's on. BNB is on. Not that one. BNB, where the fuck is it? Oh. So, okay, well, last time we looked at it, something like that. This was possible, sitting down in the trenches here. He held this level, which was part of the wave up. We said the ultimate low level was back here in June, in the summer with everything else in crypto. And so far, the higher floor that we made in December has held even with all the attacks on CZ. So thought it was potential to get this kind of a very crypto favorite move, the dump and then the instant recovery from it. So still waiting to see if this is possible right now while there's less news flow against CZ. But for right now, as long as this floor holds, I think this is still possible. Azuki Clonex. The Azuki Clonex ratio, I got to make that guy, but that's in collapse. I think that thing got as far as almost 10x and is now down inside, under 4. But I'm not going to be able to create that guy with the amount of time I've got right now. What is this? Is this okay, it's a Russian stock. Jesus Christ. What the fuck does this thing do? Awesome, no info. Okay, transportation, other transportation. Well, holy shit. Seems like we're a little late for this one, don't you think? I really can't give you much on that guy. He looks ridiculous right now. It looks like GME after you miss GME. See things like this. I think you possibly pay attention to something like that, depending on what he does next. But if he is to stabilize somewhere above this, you might have the potential of a play. You probably need something like that. Dude, this is so annoying. What has TradingView done to picking stuff? It's so fucking irritating. So something like that. I don't know. You want something. I think you want something similar to like this action he did here, leaving out of it. Not sure what right now. I think he needs probably more development time off of a parabolic that much and that much. I mean, it's possible this guy's even tired. I have no idea what the news flow is, but this would definitely be something you play on like continuation. You know, very close to like proving he has the ability to continue. It's pretty dangerous to chase something like this, especially with whatever the fuck went on to take it from here to this. Let's see. 6758. 675. Oh wait. 6758. Do we actually use this symbol? Let's see. What the fuck is this? How about we just use Sony? I don't know what the hell that is. We'll just use the actual Sony. So paying attention to Japan in big resolutions, we mapped out this humongous bull flag on Sony, and you know thought he was worth keeping your eyes on. We did Nintendo also, right? And these guys are in huge bull flags that we think line up with like possibly tracking higher behind a Nikkei if Nikkei happens to get the strength back. He's been kind of cooling off for a little bit. Let me see where the Nikkei is right now. Right, he's been flagging right now, so patience on the Nikkei to get another breath of life to him. But I think guys like Sony, Honda, all those guys, if it's a large scale bull market like it looks like on very big resolutions, I think all these guys track higher and rotate all these flags in time. So I think you're kind of watching this guy to see if he actually pulls off a rotation much like this guy back here, and just continues his slow grind towards rotating back up to the top of this bull flag. It is 9:28, motherfuckers. That's gonna be the last one. Sorry I missed you guys on Monday, but hopefully you guys have enough information and intel throughout the eco and shows and rewatches to keep you safe if I happen to not make it in every single day. But won't miss another. I will see you guys on Friday. Till then, stay safe, bitches. Pay attention to the news flow, all the numbers today, tomorrow morning, and on Friday. Till next time, I'm throwing a peace out, but you can't see it. All right, niggas. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome